The 17th century was a time when Russia experienced one of the most dramatic and fascinating periods in its history. An era full of vibrant personalities, ruthless power struggles, and political intrigues that were as cunning and vicious as those in the courts of Europe. Alexei Mikhailovich, the second Tsar of the Romanov dynasty, was no exception. His reign in the 17th century was marked not only by political reforms, but also by numerous rumors, conspiracies, and hidden conflicts unfolding within the Russian court. The beginning of the reign, balancing reforms and conservatism. Alexei Mikhailovich ascended the throne in 1645 at the age of 16 after the death of his father, Mikhail Romanov. From the very beginning of his reign, the young Tsar faced both internal and external challenges. But perhaps the most difficult task for him was managing the court, where numerous political interests and personal ambitions were concentrated. During Alexei Mikhailovich's reign, a great era of reforms known as modernization began. However, these reforms did not come without difficulties or conflict. The inner court and the nobility were rife with discontent and intrigue. The interests of various factions, old believers, boyars, nobles, and merchants, often clashed, and many of these groups sought to strengthen their own positions by weakening the influence of others. Old believers and the struggle for the church. One of the most intense conflicts during Alexei Mikhailovich's reign was the struggle between the reformers in the church and the old believers. Peter Mogila, Metropolitan of Kiev, supported the reforms, while their opponents were the old believers, who insisted on preserving the traditional liturgical practices. In the 1650s, Russia saw the emergence of the church schism, which became a significant part of the political game at the court. Rumors that certain boyars secretly supported the old believers spread across the country. These rumors served as the basis for accusations of treason, leading to conflicts and trials. One of the most vivid examples of such a conflict was the trial of Archimandrite Arseny, accused of supporting the old believers and allegedly plotting against the Tsar. The role of Tsarevna Sophia and her ambitions. But one of the most prominent figures at the court of Alexei Mikhailovich, who played a major role in the intrigues, was Tsarevna Sophia. This daughter of the Tsar, who possessed rare intelligence and political intuition, dreamed of a higher position and was willing to use any means to achieve her goal. After the death of Alexei Mikhailovich and the ascension of his son, Fyodor III, Tsarevna Sophia effectively seized power. Sophia did not hide her ambitions and hoped that her brother, Ivan IV, would become the new Tsar. However, her plans were shattered when, in 1682, as a result of a palace coup involving the Streltsy regiments, Peter Thirst, the younger brother of Ivan, came to power. Sophia was ousted, but her intrigues did not end. Even after her exile from the palace, she continued to find ways to regain influence, supporting her allies and plotting behind the scenes. The Streltsy, weapons of power and threats to the Tsar. The Streltsy in the 17th century were a special military unit, resembling a mix between an army and a police force. They served not only as guards, but could also play a crucial role in political struggles, as their support could dramatically alter the political situation in the country. One of the most dramatic events of this period was the Streltsy Uprising of 1662, also known as the Uprising over the Pukovo money. The uprising was sparked by the introduction of a new monetary reform, which led to widespread dissatisfaction among the Streltsy. They revolted in Moscow, demanding that the Tsar cancel the reform and improve their conditions. Intrigue within the Streltsy corps reached a peak and rumors that some high-ranking officials supported the uprising quickly spread. In response to the threat, Alexei Mikhailovich decisively crushed the rebellion, executing the leaders and exposing the conspirators. However, the threat from the Streltsy remained a persistent issue throughout the reign of the Tsar. While Alexei Mikhailovich was able to temporarily quell the Streltsy, the unit continued to exist as a source of political pressure and instability. Conspiracies and secret assassinations. The Russian court at the time was rife with intrigues and conspiracies. At times, the Tsar's power became not only a subject of the struggle for the throne, but also the object of numerous manipulations. One example of such a conspiracy occurred in 1654, when Ivan Sheremetev, one of the closest individuals to the Tsar, was mysteriously murdered. He was accused of being involved in a plot against the Tsar. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the murder quickly turned into a major political drama, and rumors of behind-the-scenes intrigues began to spread throughout the court. Such rumors became a typical part of the political environment of the time, fostering an atmosphere of distrust and suspicion among the Tsar's inner circle. Conclusion. The reign of Alexei Mikhailovich was a time when court intrigues and conspiracies played a significant role in Russian political life. The Tsar faced numerous challenges, both internal and external, and despite his reforms, the court remained a battleground for political manipulation and struggles for power. The people behind the scenes played as significant a role as the monarchs themselves, and their intrigues often decided the fate of the state. Alexei Mikhailovich's era remains one of the most mysterious in Russian history, full of rumors, conspiracies, and untold stories that continue to captivate historians and lovers of Russian history to this day.